Thanks so much for today. I'm so glad you said yes to marrying me. I'll be sure to keep you happy, Jasmine.
I should be thanking you for the wonderful night. I'll be sure to keep you happy as well, Trent.
So, do you think we could go visit your parents soon? I would love to finally meet them and announce our engagement.
Of course. I would love to announce the news to your parents as well. I'll be sure to ask my parents what day they'll be available to meet. Don't worry, both of them are very kind-hearted people. If anything, they would be delighted by the news and welcome you with open arms.
I'm glad to hear that, but I'm still a bit nervous thinking about it.
I could say the same about announcing the news to your parents as well. This will be the first time I'll be meeting your little sister as well. We always visit your parents' place, but she never greets us.
She's just a bit shy. She's also a bit protective over her big brother, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
I had a feeling that she was. I can imagine she'd have some thoughts about her brother getting married, especially to someone 10 years older than you. I'm getting more nervous by the minute thinking about it.
Your age is no issue to me. You're so beautiful and the perfect life partner for me. I'll be sure to explain to her how much of a wonderful person you are. She'll accept you for sure.
I'm relying on you in that case. All right. Well, I'll let you know once we have our schedule all figured out.
All right. I'll ask my parents along with my sister about their schedule. Let you know.
Never come to this house again, you hag! There's no way I'd approve of you getting married to my brother. Don't think too highly of yourself just because someone like my brother pays attention to you.
I don't think that highly of myself. You are being a bit harsh here. I was just saying hello and you splashed tea all over me.
You're the one at fault here. A hag like you shouldn't be with a man 10 years younger. Have you no shame? Don't corrupt my brother.
Riley?
I heard that my brother was going to be bringing a very important person with him today, so I dressed up for the occasion. I'm sure you could imagine how I felt seeing a hag. I'm still so mad even after the whole tea thing. I should have poured boiling water or oil on you as well.
You are way too protective of your brother.
Huh? Is that what you think? Sorry to disappoint you, but that's not why I won't accept you marrying my brother. He's grown. I can accept him getting married. As long as he's happy, I have no worries, which is why I had no intentions of disapproving the engagement.
Really?
But that's a different story when it's a hag! There is no way that my brother would be happy being married to a woman 10 years older than him, which is why you cannot have my brother. Get married to some geezer your age.
I guess an age difference like that would be a concern to your family. But I want to marry Trent. Not because he's young. I want to marry him because it's him.
Shut up, you hag. You probably have some kind of blackmail or something, which is why he's marrying you. There is no other explanation as to why he would marry a hag like you.
Blackmail?
You're his stalker. He used to talk about how he'd get weird letters in the mail. He said that he would feel like someone was staring at him all the time while he was at work. You were that stalker he had, weren't you? You took advantage of my brother's kindness.
Hang on, Trent was being stalked? This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Stop pretending like you weren't a stalker. You probably found something embarrassing for my brother from all your stalking and blackmailing him. There's no other reason why he would marry you.
Riley, I need you to listen to me. I am not your brother's stalker. I did not force him to marry me either. If anything, Trent was the one who proposed to me.
You're completely out of your mind. There is no way that my brother would propose to a hag like you. You need to look in the mirror, you wicked witch.
Wicked witch?
An expired hag like you isn't right for my brother. I'm not handing my brother to a blemish-covered hag like you. At your age, you shouldn't be with a man 10 years younger than me. You're a creepy cougar.
So you want it called off?
Of course I do. I don't expect anything other than calling it off.
I understand. No matter what I say, you won't listen. And anytime I do say something, you respond by calling me a hag. I can't get married in a situation like this. If that's the case, then I will be calling off the engagement.
So you can listen to others. Well, then don't ever go near my brother again. I will be in charge of protecting my brother's happiness.
Hang on, Jasmine. I heard your voicemail. I don't want to call off the engagement. I sincerely apologize for my sister today, but please don't give up on us.
I don't want to do this either. But after that, I got so many cruel messages from her telling me to call off the engagement. I was expecting a protective sister, but this exceeded my expectations.
I'm sorry about that. I honestly didn't know that it was that bad either.
I did try to explain to her as well, but she wouldn't listen to anything I say. If anything, she just claimed me to be her stalker. I get hot tea splashed onto me, and then I get called a stalker afterward. I don't want to be family with someone like that.
You're joking, right? Riley said a rude thing like that to you?
I didn't even know that you were being stalked. I'm sad that you didn't talk to me about it.
Well, I didn't want to worry you about it as well. I did want to tell you, but I didn't want to put you in harm's way, so I decided that I couldn't tell you.
Are they really that dangerous?
Their presence is menacing. I even get letters claiming that they'll protect me. I feel them watching me as I walk to work or even while I'm working. Lately, they've been trying to hack my social media accounts as well.
Really?
I thankfully haven't been hacked yet, thanks to the two-step authorization thing. But I do get many emails saying that an unknown device has attempted to log into my account.
That's terrifying.
See? So even if I wanted to tell you, I couldn't. Well, I did mention it to my sister, but I didn't expect her to frame you as the stalker. I'm so sorry about that.
You don't have to apologize to me.
I'll take responsibility and clear out any wrong ideas she has about you, so please reconsider this whole thing. I only want to marry you, Jasmine.
Thank you for that. I guess getting called a stalker and a hag over and over again just went to my head. I'm sorry for telling you that I'd call off the wedding over some words.
No, you don't need to apologize as well. As long as you change your mind, everything is okay. After I talk to my sister, let me propose to you again. Could you wait for me until then?
Of course. I'm sure it'll be difficult convincing your sister. Good luck.
Thanks for breaking up with Trent. With this, I've managed to protect my brother's happiness. A hag getting married to a younger guy is only just a dream. Take that, you stalker.
How many times have I told you that I'm not a stalker? Could you knock it off already?
You're being quite bold right now, hag. A rotten personality like that is just the reason why you aren't married yet.
What?
Or you. If it weren't for my interference, you would have been married to my brother. A dreamy young man like my brother, as your husband was right there. How unfortunate. Did I perhaps interrupt your crying session? You aren't all that pretty, so I bet you look even worse now.
I'm serious, Riley. Knock it off. What's wrong with me being 10 years older than him? You don't have any right to be coming after me like this.
Shut up, hag. If you have all this energy to talk back with me, then why don't you use it looking for a better suited partner? Oh, wait. Nobody would want a creepy stalker hag like you. You'll be forever alone.
Your brother would be in the same situation then. Having a sister like you would probably prevent him from getting married as well. Poor Trent. He's such a wonderful person, and yet he'll be forever alone.
Huh? Don't you dare put my brother on the same level as a hag like you. The whole reason I forced this engagement to be called off is all for him. Don't be a stupid hag.
For your brother, huh? I don't think he asked you to do this, though. Yet you still claim that it's for him.
That's right. I want him to be happy. Which means that I will find him a girl that is perfect for him. I know him the best, so I know what type of person would be perfect for him. A hag who failed to meet expectations can go away.
Okay, if it's for my happiness, then you can go away.
What?
You said you want me to be happy, right? So do me a favor and go away. That's the fastest and best way for me to be happy.
Wait, what? Is this Trent?
Yeah, the brother you claim to love so much. The brother who is so completely fed up with you.
What?
Getting married to Jasmine would make me happy. If I got married to her, then I would have a happy future. So a sister who is trying to take that away from me can go away. For the sake of my happiness. You could do that for me, right? Since you so badly want me to be happy.
Wait. Trent, what's going on? You're being scary right now. Telling me something so cruel as to go away is not right. I'm doing my best for you.
You told Jasmine to go away and break up with me. What's wrong with me saying the same things? Are you that hypocritical to be hurt by someone saying these things to you, but are completely okay with saying it to others?
Why are you being so cold? I did this all for you. That lady is your stalker. I just know she is. She's denying it, but she is. Why are you protecting someone who caused you so much trouble?
You're the one who's doing that, Riley. Besides, I know that the stalker is you. You have some nerve pushing the blame onto someone else.
What?
I decided not to look too deeply into who the stalker could be at first. But in order to prove that Jasmine is not the stalker, I had to go find out who it is. I set up a camera in front of the mailbox, and I asked my coworkers to keep an eye out for my surroundings. It only took a few days to find out who it was. To think that this entire time it was you who was my stalker.
Wait, hang on. You're wrong. I haven't been stalking you. I was trying to protect you from stalkers.
Huh? You were the one who put those letters in the mailbox. The ones claiming that you'll protect me and keep me happy. It's all on camera.
That was all for your sake. I was worried about your mental state about the whole stalker thing, but I didn't want to be insensitive and ask you if you were okay in person. I figured you'd reply more honestly if it was a letter.
Huh?
You're treating me like a stalker after all that is so mean.
Hang on, so those times you were hanging around my workplace?
That was also for your sake. You told me a while back that sometimes you'd get catcalled, so I got worried and decided to check on you at work.
A while back? That's like 5 years ago. Don't tell me you've been tailing me since then. Okay, so then what does hacking into my social media accounts do for my protection then?
That's just a different intention. I figured that if I logged into your account, I could post cute selfies of myself. I just wanted to show that you have a cute little sister who you get along with. Plus, other women would be more wary.
You're kidding. So, all this time that I was convinced I had some creep stalking me, it was you the entire time. I didn't want to show it, but I was terrified. All this time, it was just my weird little sister.
Weird is so mean. Anyways, I should be the one asking you if you're kidding. I didn't know that my brother thought that I was a stalker. I didn't know that I was the one causing you so much stress.
Anyways, I'm not so weak that I would need you to protect me. And I'll be deciding what makes me happy on my own. I'm begging you, just leave me alone. I'm marrying Jasmine, and if you're still gonna protest against it, then I'll be considering cutting ties with you.
What?
That's all I have the will to say to you for today. I need to organize my thoughts for a bit.
Wait, you really wouldn't cut ties with me, right? You understand that I did everything for you, right?
I'm begging you, please just shut up.
What?
Once I've calmed down, I'll contact you, so until then, don't bother me or her. If you do, I will not hesitate to cut ties with you.
What should I do? Trent just told me that he wants to sever ties with me. He even told our parents everything, and now they're going to send me to some relative's house. I just wanted to protect the brother who I love very much. I just wanted to help find the perfect partner for him.
Yes, I saw that you were doing all that with that exact thought in mind. The thing is, you did it when he didn't ask you to. You messed around and are now facing the consequences.
Please, Jasmine, I'll approve of you to convince Trent to not do this to me.
Convince him?
Make him rethink the whole cutting ties with me thing. He would listen to what you would have to say. He won't listen to anything I say. I'll be nice to you. I won't call you a hag anymore. So please. I don't want to lose my brother.
Sorry, but I don't want to be around you.
What?
Sent to live with some relatives was the best news I've heard. I need to send him a thank you after this.
Huh? You're not going to help me? You're supposed to be helping me.
I am? Sorry, a lady 10 years older like me just can't understand what's going on.
Why?
Besides, you haven't apologized to me. You attacked me with tea and framed me as a stalker. Why would I help someone who didn't apologize for their actions? Well, even if you do apologize, I don't think I'd forgive you anyways.
I regret every cruel thing I've done to you. I'm sorry for everything.
Like I said, I won't forgive you. You're too late. An old lady like me is rather strict on these things. Anyways, once everything calms down, I will be rethinking the whole backing out on the wedding situation. Don't get mad if we end up getting married, okay?
I won't get mad. I'll be happy for you guys. So please talk to Trent about this.
I will not.
What?
If we do end up getting married, I won't be inviting you to the wedding, and I'll be sure that I never see you again. Goodbye, Riley. I wish you the best.
Why aren't you forgiving me after I apologize so much?
After some discussion with both families, Riley ended up living with some relatives. They own a farm deep in the countryside, and they are really in need of people. She's now being forced to call sheep brother. As for us, we got married. Even though there is a 10-year difference between us, we won't have anyone else get in the way of our relationship.
Hey, Janice. Have you been doing all right with your husband recently? Huh? You haven't been getting the cold shoulder or anything from your husband these days? Like when you try to talk to him, he just ignores you, or when you invite him out, he says no? You haven't noticed anything like that happening between the two of you lately? Why are you asking me all of this all of a sudden? It's very rare that I ever get a text or call from you, Isabel. And having you ask about my husband is even stranger. Are you sure you're not confusing me with another woman named Janice or anything? I'm sorry, Janice. I don't think I know anyone else with the name Janice besides you. I just wanted to talk to you about something that I think might be bothering you lately. The reason that Jerry has been so cold to you lately is because of me. Right now, I'm going out with your husband. And all this started a couple of months ago, and we've been going strong together. Uh-huh. Haven't you noticed that for the past few months, Jerry's been going on business trips a whole lot of more frequently? In reality, he's only been coming over to my place so that we can go out together. I'm sorry, I happened to get a hold of the man you love. But you should have known that I'd be coming back one day to get what you took from me. Wait a second, you're going out with Jerry? You and him are really dating now? I have no reason to be joking with you about this. The man you had been so happily married to is now in my hands, but that's bound to happen since you've always been in my shadow ever since the two of us were in school together. When I first heard that you had gotten married to a CEO, I really felt that. There's no way a man like that should be wasting away with a low-life scum like you. So I'm sorry to say this, but let me have your husband now. Huh? The spot you have next to your husband and that beautiful penthouse you live in with him are now mine. It's about time that I'm the one who won Jerry to my side. If you understand everything I've told you, I'd like it you got out from that penthouse right now. But him and I have been divorced for over 3 years now. Huh? Well, Jerry and I got divorced years ago. I never got around to letting everyone know about it or post it on social media, so I'd assume you never knew anything about this. Divorce? And 3 years ago? Yeah, surprise, I guess. Why are you telling me a bunch of bull crap right now? Do you think that telling me these crazy lies is gonna let me leave your husband alone? What? That wasn't a lie. Everything I said is very true. There's no way, Janice. I can see on that man that he has a wedding ring on his ring finger. Why would he still be wearing that if he was divorced? Come on, do you really think that I'm stupid enough to fall for your lies and will leave you alone? Please. I know all of this hurts to hear from me, but I'd never joke or lie to you about the man I love. I'm sorry, but I'll pass on believing you. You're wrong though, Isabel. I'm telling the truth when I say that him and I are no longer married. We divorced 3 years ago over some things that I'd like to sort of keep private. If you'd really like me to believe that you and him are no longer a thing, then show me by divorcing him right now. I'd like for him and I to get married really soon, so hurry up and get those divorce papers. When I've seen that you've signed the papers, then I'll trust everything you said. Hey Jerry, I heard that during the time we've been divorced, you've started going out with one of my good old friends from back in the day. I don't care who you choose to date now, that we're no longer a thing, but can you please make sure to explain everything to her before she comes to me spewing misinformation?
What? Since when did you learn that Isabel and I have started dating?
I got a few texts from Isabel about it. She seems to think that you and I are still married to each other. She told me that she's stolen you from me, so I have to divorce you now.
What?
She thinks that you and I are still married to one another, and that she's done a great job stealing you from me. I already know that she's a bit of a nut, but you have to do a better job at clearing things up when you talk to her. You and I divorced years ago, and you're still wearing the wedding ring. To her, she thinks that was a good enough piece of evidence to use as a reason for you and I still being together.
You're kidding me. What the heck? Isabel really went and started talking to you again? Well, I'm just glad that she started talking to you, which leaves me in the clear. If she started talking to my wife, I'd be in huge trouble.
Huh? What do you mean by your wife?
Now that I think about it, I never got around to telling you. I actually got remarried to another woman. I think her and I filled out the paperwork about a year after we got divorced.
Seriously? Then why are you going out with Isabel now?
If you just put a little thought into it, you'd probably get your answer. I'm only with Isabel for the ride.
Huh?
But if she were to seriously start talking to my real wife about her being with me, I'm so glad that she thinks that you and I are still married. It really helps me out a ton. Just thinking that she might have started to talk with my current wife, God, does it make me feel sick.
Jerry, you still haven't gotten over your urge to cheat? The whole reason you and I split was due to you cheating on me before. Now you're with another woman? And you're even cheating on her?
Well, it can't be helped, can it? I'm just the kind of man that's into these sort of relationships. I have the ability to literally get any woman to come my way. Even those within my company.
Huh?
But when it comes to someone like Isabel, she's far better than the rest. That's why I really enjoy using her as my toy right now, and I'm sure that Isabel has the same intentions with me. But perhaps I should start being more serious with her.
Don't say such awful things, Jerry. You have a wife right now, so I want you and Isabel to leave each other, please. I thought it was already enough having you sleeping with another woman while we were married, but for you to do it again to another woman again? You went through all the trouble of getting remarried, so you should take better care of her as your wife.
And I am taking great care of her, but the relationship I have with her and the one I have with Isabel are both very different. And besides, if I started to only focus on my wife and nobody else, what would all the other women that want to sleep with me think?
Huh?
Well, for the time being, I'm sorry that Isabel went and got you involved in this. I'll make sure from now on to tell Isabel about the reality of us two, okay?
The fact the whole reason you and I got divorced was due to you cheating, and yet here you are again, doing the same thing to your current wife. I'm just glad I got rid of you when I did.
You saying things like that must mean you still care a little bit about me, right? If that happens to be the case, do you want to try getting back together with me? I wouldn't mind having myself another wife to cheat on.
Don't start making fun of me, Jerry. Because of everything you did, the memories I have of you are all very depressing. So if I'm ever to get married to another man, I'll make sure he has no intentions of ever seeing another woman. I'd never once think about getting back together with a jerk like you.
But it was because you married a jerk like me that you were able to live in a penthouse with a huge CEO. Are you sure you're not missing the life you had with me? And that's why you want to get back together? You can't tell me the truth, Janice.
Excuse me?
If you'd like to get back together, you can message me anytime. Now, I'm heading out.
Starting today, I'll be living in the penthouse. I heard that you had no desire of leaving this place, and so you had to be tossed out. Huh? I was told by Jerry that you didn't even want to divorce him yet. So while you're still around, he said the two of us can't get married yet, but we can still live together. It's all because you just couldn't let go of him, and I now have to wait longer to be with my man. I'm just glad he was able to get you out of the penthouse. You're lying, right? Wait, are you telling me that you've seriously started moving into someone else's house already? Someone else's house? What the heck does that mean? Today, this place is going to become Jerry and my place to make love. I was actually a bit worried that it'd take him a long time to get me in, so I made a duplicate key for the place that I'll be using. What? So this means that you haven't even really talked to Jerry yet about going and staying in his penthouse? Well, when you put it that way, I suppose so, but I know that he'll be fine with it. After all, he loves me and wants to marry me as soon as he can. That's the kind of cute love the two of us share, unlike you. I don't think there's anything cute about your guys' love. What? The only thing that's not cute here is the fact that you still haven't divorced him even after being kicked out of the house. I keep telling you to hurry up and leave my man, yet you do nothing. I have no other choice but to toss all of your things out of here as well. Now that all your things are gone, there's nothing reminding him of you here, so you really do have nothing better to do than divorce him. You threw out all those things? I did. Every last thing is gone now. I was able to get someone to come here and take care of it all. I could definitely see that you had a lot of nice things since you've been the wifey of a wealthy CEO. I bet if I sold a lot of that online, I could have made thousands and thousands of all of it. All of your things were very luxury brand, so you must have had it all made out for you here. You're lying about all that, right? Doing that to someone else's things? But I told you that starting today, I'd be the one getting to live this luxurious life with Jerry, and so all of those things were technically mine. So this all means that you're never going to come back to this penthouse ever again, right? This'll be the place that Jerry and I can start making a family together. A woman that's no longer loved by him is only getting in the way now. Isabel, I want you to go out and get all of those things you just threw out. If you don't do any of that soon, I'm sure that his wife is going to call the police on you. Huh? His wife? That's you, right? Do you really think that it's a good idea to call the police on me over this? All I did was get rid of the little roadblock that was in my way of taking my seat next to my CEO. I never did one thing that was a crime. You went ahead and vandalized someone else's things. You took all her things and broke them down and threw them out, right? And the fact that the person that threw those all out is the person her husband is sleeping with. I don't think you'll be able to hide all of this from Jerry's wife now. Huh? Why do you keep saying his wife like she's not you? And I told you all of this before, right? Him and I have been divorced for 3 years now. And then after that, Jerry ended up getting married to another woman. And that penthouse is the place where Jerry and his current wife live. Huh? But that was the lie you made to try and get me to leave you alone, right? You really are divorced? We are. I wasn't able to deal with Jerry cheating on me anymore. And so the two of us got divorced. Actually, while we had been married to each other, he was sleeping with all kinds of women. I knew about that for a little while, but I just couldn't stand to be with him any longer and had the two of us divorce. What? But to hear that he got married, when I first heard that from him, I had to look into them myself. And he really did happen to get married to a very well-off lady. And I know you've heard of him, that's his penthouse and all, but I think that the two of you are going to be kicked out of there once his wife finds out. Huh? You're lying. This penthouse is Jerry's, right? And I never even knew that he ended up marrying a really wealthy woman. And when I learned about all of this, I was surprised as well. I never thought there would be anyone willing to marry the CEO of a company that was about to go bankrupt. And even crazier is that she actually has loads of money. What do you mean by his company going bankrupt? There's actually one other reason him and I got divorced. When I had first heard he was cheating on me, I really had no clue of who he was sleeping with behind my back. And at that time, I was already upset at just knowing that he was cheating on me, and that was enough for me to start thinking about divorce. However, it turned out that he was sleeping with other employees within his company, and soon they started to speak up about it. That's of course when I lost it and chose to leave him, because I just could not deal with his crap any longer. His company began to go downhill, and it was only a matter of time before he'd have to either leave the company or go down with the ship. So the two reasons I left Jerry were because of his cheating and the fact that I couldn't see him saving the company from the image he gave it. Huh? That's the whole reason I thought after our divorce, that company and him would go under, but to learn that he'd get remarried and that his company would stand back up really shocked me. I'm sure that his current wife was willing to help his company out by handing him a large amount of money. Are you serious? Now I don't want to say anything more. So you should really go and get all his wife's things before she comes back. I really don't think that even in the case that Jerry got kicked out by his wife, he'd turn to you become his next woman anyway. He told me before that he only views you as a hit toy for pleasure. And since you're not the brightest woman in the world, I think he'll have no other choice but to toss you aside. Then there's no way he'd do something like that to me. He's told me so many times before that he loves me. He even told me that one day he wants to make me his new wife and everything. So why would he be saying that if he has another wife with a lot of more money than me sitting by his side? If he loves me as much as he says he does, then I should be the one he wants to marry, right? Well, then why don't you just prepare yourself and wait in that penthouse to see what all goes down? Then you'll be able to learn firsthand the truth behind of all this. But to be honest, I don't even know what will really happen, nor do I care. What am I gonna do, Janice? I was just told by Jerry that he wants me to leave him. I had been waiting all day for him to come home to here, right? But him and that wife of his walked through the door with their hands held tight, and they both looked like they were having a ton of fun together, him and I together right now, and yet he went out on a fun date with his wife? That can't happen. Whoa, so it seems he's having a better relationship with his own wife than with a toy. And then when I went up to him to ask him to marry me, he responded by saying that he wanted to know how an ugly woman like myself got into this house. And then he went and kicked me out of the house with the help of his wife. He then turned to her saying that I'm only one of his toys and that she was nothing to worry about. He didn't even make an eye contact with me as he told his wife that. So that must go to the show that Jerry really does love his wife more than you, huh? And then his wife told me that I would need to pay her a settlement as well as repay her for all the things I threw out. That all comes out to be $200,000 and she wants it paid in cash. $200,000 paid in cash? That's quite a large amount of money, huh? Right? There's no way this could ever happen, right? But then his wife told me that if I couldn't hand over the money right then, she'd call the police on me. And that's when Jerry said he doesn't care what she does about me. Well, I mean, when you looked online, you saw that a lot of those branded items all went for thousands of dollars, right? And you went ahead and vandalized and technically stole all of that and more. And when it comes to the settlement she's asking for, I'd assume she wants a lot of money from you for cheating. But that much? I don't have that kind of money, especially not in cash. Hey, Janice, what should I do here? You should be willing to help me since I'm your friend. No way. I don't even want to deal with you. Huh? I know that all this turned out to be a huge misunderstanding for you, but you thought you knew that he was my husband and still started going out with him anyway, right? You pretty much said it yourself. You stole my husband from me, right? Do you really think I want to help someone that's done that? I get that and all, but this all turned out to be a misunderstanding, right? And so I never actually stole anything from you, so you should be fine with helping me. I really am asking you right now to please help me. If you're looking for someone to help you pay off that money, why not ask Jerry to help you? After all, he's the man that got you into all this mess, right? And now I'm going to leave. I have nothing to do with your guys' drama, so please, don't drag me into this any further. What?
Why is this happening to me? It's all because of your friend that my life is coming to an end. My wife is asking for me to divorce her, and then she wants to kick me out of this place. And now she's not even going to be around to help me with my company anymore. Why the hell is this happening to someone like me?
Ah, I see. So you're also going through some tough stuff now. Well, no matter what you tell me, I have nothing to do with you guys.
Huh? But this is all because of that friend of yours. Yet you are still trying to say that you have nothing to do with this.
Before you start saying that she's a friend of mine, remember that you are the one that started sleeping with her. You knew about her being my friend, yet you still did it anyway. So stop trying to blame this on me, when I haven't even been around for you 3 years from now.
Shut the hell up! You keep saying it like I care about her, but all she was to me was a toy. Yet, she thought she had the right to sneak into my penthouse like that. It's all because of her that my life has turned upside down.
Don't try to act like you're not to blame for all of this. You have a wife with you and yet you still decided to go out with another woman. And of course, it turned out that your wife was the one helping keep your company out of going bankrupt. Yet even with all the help you got from her, you decided it would be fantastic to start cheating again. It's funny that you weren't ever embarrassed to admit all of that to me.
Shut the frick up!
Do you think this is all okay for a CEO to do? You said after all those women around you, you want to play with you, right? But having all of them around you was due to your wife being so generous and loving towards you, right? Yet, you thought it was all because of you that you had a selection of women to choose from, and that's why you started cheating again. That's really something to be ashamed of, you whore.
Did you not hear me when I said for you to shut up? I'm not going to forgive you for calling me out like this.
Oh my, you're starting to scare me now. Well, if you don't want me calling you out and making fun of you, maybe try putting your phone down and quit texting me. I mean, if you have the time to sit here and blame everyone but yourself, then why not use that time to try and fix your company? You're going to lose your wife's financial support, so your company will sink for sure.
Crap. Unlike you, I thought that my wife would be understanding of everything. Yet now she's trying to take me down for only having a little fun with some other women. I really thought that because of all the money she has, I'd be able to get away with all of this and never have her find any of this out. Yet she's now threatening me with divorce after your friend decided to break into our house.
So you only married her for the money and to keep things hidden again? Seems you really need to learn your place, and the only way that will happen is that if you learn through pain and suffering. I'm sure there's something I could do about this.
Huh? What? What do you plan to do?
Do you know what kind of connection there is to my friend being the same person you ended up cheating with? I think I can tell your wife all sorts of things about the two of you now.
What? Wait. Please, don't do something that you're going to regret. If she finds out even more things about me being with Isabel while married to her and the past we had together, I'll literally be in hell.
And it's because you went and did all this crap that I think I'll have to talk to her. Now I have someone I need to talk to, so I'll be going. Isabel tried her best getting down on her hands and knees to try and apologize to Jerry's wife, but she didn't budge one bit and continued to ask her for that money. So then, Isabel went and sold a bunch of her own things, as well as borrowed some money from a loan shark to get enough to pay Jerry's wife in cash. And now, because of the terrible debt she's gotten herself into, she's working all day and all night to make any money she can. And as for Jerry himself, he did end up getting told by his wife to leave her. And in the divorce, she'd also be asking for a settlement from him too. And to help make sure she was successful in all this, I helped her out by sending her all the information I knew about Jerry and Isabel, and she was able to gather enough evidence from that. There were also some messages between Jerry and Isabel regarding his wife, like him calling her a wealthy idiot, and that he only needed her for his company, which of course all led to her asking for a very large amount of money from him as well. So to pay off the money he owed his now ex-wife, Jerry was forced to close his company and sell whatever he could to afford to pay off the settlement. And now that he's met his true fate of losing his company and all his money, he's now working the night shift as a male escort, trying to relive the life of having women asking him to be around. I'm sorry, Catherine, but from now on, I'll be taking Alex from you, okay? What kind of reason is that? The two of you get back here right now. I don't even get why you think texting me something like that was such a good way to try and end things. I'm not gonna let you off the hook, Nicole. I don't really care if you're okay with this or not. That's why I think the two of us should just calm down now. But he just took your older sister's fiancé from her. Why the hell would you do something so horrible to me? For how long have the two of you been dating behind my back? We only just started going out with each other. Alex and his friends came into the bar I've been working part-time at, and after talking for a little while, they asked me to join them for drinks after my shift finished. And so I did. And then from there, the two of us started to really get into one another, and that's how we started dating. What? Maybe I'm the reason some stick in the mud like you ended up losing your fiancé and chance at marriage. I'm sure once he got a taste of me and my fantastic character, he no longer needed you around. You should be thankful that I was able to save him from your grips when he was looking for something a bit more colorful with another woman. Excuse me? I'm gonna be honest, I've always hated the idea of you. You were the more serious of us too, and Mom and Dad always seemed to care more about you. You did so well in high school and in college and always ended up finishing at the top. And when it came to you finding a job, you landed a spot in a very large and still growing company. And even after all of that, you decided to find a man that was going to marry you. That's disgusting to me. So for the longest time, I just thought it would be nice if at least once I could do better than you. You're kidding me. That's going to be your reason for stealing my fiancé away from me? Well, to be frank, I didn't think this would work out so well for me, but Alex turned out to be a lot more into me than I was expecting. I think he really wasn't happy with the effort you put into the relationship you guys had before. Huh? All I had to do was show him a little loving, and he immediately told me that he loved me. He said that I'm way more cute than you, and know how to have fun. He then said that if he had to choose who to make his wife, he'd rather have me over you. What? And I've been hearing from both Mom and Dad that they want me to hurry up and find a life of my own outside their house. So now that I have your man with me, I'll be leaving. I'll make sure to do what you never could and make Alex one big, happy man for you. Hey Alex, Do you really plan to just throw away the plans you and I had together? Are you really okay with running away with Nicole and starting a life with her?
Yeah, I plan on marrying Nicole now. But having to marry your little sister after saying I would marry you, I don't think that'll go over well with your parents. And so that's why I think the two of us are gonna have to stay away from you guys forever and have our wedding.
We've been dating for 5 years, and I was so happy to have you finally propose to me. So why the hell would you throw me away like this? Was there something so wrong with me that made you choose that path?
Well, there was, yeah. If you want me to make this blunt, I'd say that dating you always tired me out a lot. You were always way too serious about everything. I was fine with that at first, but being with someone as perfect as you started to put loads of pressure on me.
Huh?
You ended up graduating from a university far better than mine, and with the work you found, you're making way more money than me in a year. And when it comes to your cooking and cleaning, you're just too perfect. You've even started to diet for the wedding we had planned on, and you've lost 20 pounds. Being next to someone that is so perfect and always does everything right, it's tough.
You're saying that's all been tough on you? I remember you telling me something completely different when we started dating. You said that you liked all of those things about me, right? You would always cheer me on doing so well, but now you're saying that was too much for you?
Of course, when we first started going out, I really liked all of that about you. But come on, you being that perfect just wore me out. It made me feel like I was never good enough for you and just a mess. And it always hurt me thinking that way.
Really?
If maybe you were bad at cooking, or maybe didn't do chores that well, at least then I would have accepted you more as wife material.
Hold on, Alex. You told me a while back that you didn't like my cooking or the way I did chores, so I went through all the hard work to make myself perfect for you. And now you're saying you don't like that and want me to have some weak points? I went through days and weeks of learning how to do better and how to cook all the meals you liked, and now you're telling me I've been doing too well and that it's tired you out? You can't say things like that to me, Alex.
Shut up. I don't expect for you to understand how I'm feeling right now. Unlike you, my education is less, and the money I make is less. Can't you see that living in your shadow for years now has made me feel insignificant?
Alex!
So unlike you, your little sister is perfect for being at my side. No matter where I take her, she always praises me for taking her to places she's never seen before. Whenever I do anything with her, she's so cute and tells me how well I'm doing. Even when I just take her out to eat fast food, she'll say how happy she is I'm paying for her. I guess men can never resist a woman that actually looks up to them as their man of the house.
I see. So you never got any of those reactions from me then, huh?
When it comes to a married couple, the love they show for each other goes both ways. But when one is perfect compared to the other, they begin to tire the other one out. I'm happy that you and I were able to be together, but now that I've just seen how perfect you are, I think you'd be better off by yourself so that you could continue to be better than everyone else. See ya!
Catherine, I plan on coming back to Mom and Dad's house today, and so I plan on also taking over your room, okay? Wait, Nicole? I saw that while Alex and I have been away from everyone, you ended up going back to Mom and Dad's house, right? So that must mean you've been living in my bedroom while I've been gone, right? I'd like for you to give me my room back now. I'm sorry, but it's time for you to leave their house again. I'll be needing that room back by today. Wait a second, Nicole. Why are you coming back here now? The whole reason that Mom and Dad brought me back to live with them is because they were completely shocked by the way you ran off with Alex and married him. Yet now you think you can come back and live here? Well, actually, Alex and I have split up, and that's why I'll be coming home now. You guys broke up? But didn't you tell me the whole reason you took him from me was because you made him so much happier? I heard that you guys have already gotten married to each other than everything. Well, I found out that he wasn't as happy with me as I first thought, so that's why the two of us got a divorce. What? I mean, Alex turned out to be a bit more of a handful man than I first thought he'd be. If I didn't tell him how happy I was about him every other moment that we were together, he'd get all upset with me and throw a fit. And he'd even start getting all childish and say that because he didn't make me happy anymore, he no longer paid for my food at restaurants, even though we were married. So after a little bit of dealing with his attitude, I just couldn't do it anymore. And that's the reason for you two to get a divorce? Also, you think that because I'm so cute and he was able to get a young wife like me, he'd work harder to make more money for us, right? Well, after 3 years, he still wasn't making any more than he was when we met first. I thought if he could be with someone as amazing as you, he'd at least be able to make a lot of money himself. Yet, he never once got a raise or anything, so I told him it was over. And so you think you can just casually come home now? I can't believe you're not even embarrassed by any of that. Huh? Why would I be embarrassed? There's tons of people that return to their parents' house after getting divorced. However, in my case, my room has been taken over by you. I can't believe you'd do something like that to me. The only one I can't believe is you. Mom, Dad, and myself have no plans forever forgiving you for what you did. So go out and find a place to live at by yourself because you're not welcome back here. I can't. I don't even have the money right now to get a place for my own. And while living together with Alex for a while, I began to miss the easy life I had back with Mom and Dad. When I didn't have parents around to do all the cooking and cleaning for me, it felt like a nightmare. So that's why I'll definitely be coming home. I should have known you'd be that self-centered. And that's why I chose to sell most of your things, and I'll be using the money to take care of my shopping. Wait, you sold my things? Wait! Where the hell are you right now, Nicole? I thought you told me you were only just starting to coming back home right now. Huh? Actually, I've been home for a little bit now. I saw that you guys had changed the lock to the house and all, but the back sliding door was open, so I chose to let myself in. And then I went right to your room and put them all on social media, and they sold. What? And so, with that, I'd like you to go live on your own now. You don't even have a room here anymore. And I'm sorry, but I had all my things delivered here today, so I'm already unpacking. But I've already been living on my own already. Huh? I still don't understand why you'd break into the house on your own and then end up selling all the things in that room. There's really no hope left for a child like you. Wait, so you've already gone back to living on your own again? That's strange. I heard that after losing your fiancé, you ended up moving back in with Mom and Dad. That's right, and to keep Mom and Dad from worrying about you and me, I ended up going home to them. But right after that, we chose to sell that house and move out. Huh? You sold the house? And then, after we'd done that, I went back to living on my own again. Mom and Dad went and moved into a condo, and that's where they're living at the moment. What the heck? I never knew about any of that. Why would you guys sell that place without ever telling me? Shut the hell up, Nicole. It's your fault in the first place that we chose to never speak to you again about anything ever again. Huh? Why are you blaming me for this? The story of you and Alex running away from us after you stole him from me started to spread around the neighborhood, and then they'd always come to us about it, and it was completely embarrassing. No matter what we tried to do or where we tried to go, everyone was talking about how we did something wrong to upset you two, and that's why you ran. And since we could never get anyone to shut up about you guys, we had to end up running ourselves. Whoa, so that all happened when I was gone, huh? We thought that at some point everyone would just leave us alone, and we could wait until then, but over time more and more people would come by and say things to us, and it was driving us mad. Luckily, at the time we all were fed up, Dad was able to get his retirement and we were able to sell that house. Is that so? And because of that, I chose to go back to living on my own. And Mom and Dad wanted to relax somewhere far away, and that's why they chose to move into a condo resort. Huh? Wait a minute. So, the things that I chose to sell have nothing to do with you? That's right, none of us live in that house anymore. Well then who's the things that I ended up selling and throwing away? It's none of your things and you guys ended up selling this place? Whose things were all of those? I have no clue. We left that house to be sold by realtors. I heard that they might have turned out to renting the house out. Maybe those things that were in there belong to the realtors or something like that. But Mom and Dad and I have no idea who's living there now. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap! So that means that I have just broken into the house and sold the things of someone I don't know? I really just did something that I really shouldn't have done, right? Yeah, normally that's be something that the police would have to get involved with, and that's why I took the liberty of calling them for whoever owns that house. I think that both the police and the realtors will be showing us there soon now. So just hang tight and stay quiet so that they can handle everything for you. What? You're lying about calling the police on me, right? Did you really just sell me out to the police? I can't just look away from a crime, and so I'll be going now.
Catherine, it's been a while. Are you doing all right for yourself?
Oh, hi Alex. I'm doing alright here, but I'd assume you're in need of help. I heard about it already from Nicole, but the two of you got divorced.
Yeah, I was finally able to get away from her, and things feel a whole lot better. Being married to Nicole was the worst experience of my life. I honestly wonder why I even chose to marry her in the first place.
Huh?
At first, I thought it was cute how she always relied on me for everything, but things never changed between us and she never got any better. She never worked a job, and she'd barely be able to get any of the housework done. That whole time, it just felt as though I was the one doing everything. Having to live with someone like that really burned me out.
But wasn't that the kind of marriage you wanted? After all, you didn't want to have to marry someone as perfect as me, right? That's the reason you said you loved Nicole and you ran off with her to get married.
Well, I finally realized what happened there. I was too naive at the time to realize that I really should have stayed with someone that was better than me. In reality, I have always still loved you, actually. So please, Catherine, can you and I get married?
What?
I'm sorry for hurting you 3 years ago. I really must have left you with sad memories of the day Nicole and I ran away from you and your family. But I promise from now on that I'll make all of that up to you by making you the happiest girl. I'll show you that I can be a man that doesn't create stupid situations and cause you embarrassment. And I will never again say something as selfish as you being too perfect for me and tiring me out. So please marry me.
I'm sorry, I have my wedding tomorrow.
What? Your wedding? You're going to be getting married tomorrow then?
Yes, I started going out with an awesome man, and so we're getting married, and even the kind of man that respects all the effort I've put into becoming who I am, and strives to become perfect himself. He told me that he wants to be with me, not only because he loves me, but because he sees my achievements as something he wants to set as his own goals.
No, that guy is definitely lying to you. I'm sure he'll just end up like me from the past, and leave you right before the wedding. I think if you plan to get married, you should come back to me.
Thank you for worrying about me, but I'll be fine. The man I'm with now graduated from the same college as me, and he's even started working within the same company as me too.
What?
Unlike you, he seems to enjoy being with me and only feels the pressure to fight as hard as I do to succeed. And when I told him about the reasons why you left me for Nicole, he started to burst out laughing about you. He said you had all the wrong reasons for feeling pressured. I just had to tell him that you were a pathetic man.
What? Excuse me?
He even told me that even if either one of us begins to make far more than the other, he'd never let that be a reason to leave me. He said that having someone close to him that was strong enough to make large amounts of money makes him feel so happy inside, and that'll be the man that I marry tomorrow.
Wait, Catherine, I finally come around to noticing that as well. So don't you think it'd be easier to come back to me?
I'm going to say no, thank you. Well, now I have to start getting myself prepared for the wedding tomorrow. Have a good one, Alex. What am I going to do, Catherine? I was just given a bill from the realtors asking me to pay them back $20,000 for all the things I sold. They're telling me that if I don't get the money to them soon, that I'll be taken away by the police. Wait, you still haven't gone to jail yet? Those are some really kind realtors then. They aren't kind at all. They're asking me for $20,000. How would I ever be able to just have that kind of money laying around right now? But you have the money from selling all your things as well as the money from the divorce, right? That should be enough to pay all of it. Well, if it's not too much to ask, can you help me out with this a little? You're working for a large company with a huge salary right now, right? So you should already have a lot saved up in your savings, right? I do, but I'm not going to help you. Then can you at least tell me where Mom and Dad moved to so that I can go and see them? I tried yesterday to call both of them for some reason. Neither of them picked up. I really just wanted to go back to living with them. I want to live together with Mom and Dad again. But you showed us that you wanted to be away from them. For the rest of your life, when you ran away with Alex, you told the both of them to shut up and just let you go. Yet now you're asking for them to take you back in after all you did? I don't get it. Especially when it was all your fault for even having us sell our old house. Well, that was, Well, I guess if you'd like, you can go talk to them. But I remember them both telling me very clearly that they don't want to see you anymore. They are both telling me that now, actually, as we speak. Right now? So you guys are all together right now? Well, yeah, today's the day of my wedding, right? They're here right now to celebrate the wedding of their only daughter, after all. What? You're getting married today? Because of you taking that dirtbag Alex away from me, I was able to find a much more appropriate man for me to live with. So I have to say thank you for that. But since you stole my fiancé from me, I will never be forgiving you. Now, have a great time with the police. You don't have the money, so you might as well make it easy for everyone and go to jail. After that, Nicole went around to anyone she could find asking them to give her some money to help her pay off her troubles, and it seems she was able to make that happen. However, because she had to give all her money to them, she's now stuck working nights at a local bar in town every day of the week. But I've heard from rumors that everything has really gotten to her, and she's now doing worse than ever trying to gamble her money away for a lucky hit. And to make things worse, she started working at a strip club to make a little extra cash, but with her gambling problems only getting worse, she's now going to even further into debt trying to fight her stress. And as for Alex, he had tried going back to live with his parents again, but they already knew about what he'd done and told him to never show his face to them ever again. Right now, he's working at a toy factory in town, and on his days off, he's trying as hard as he can to find someone that'll marry him. But because he's holding such terrible standards for all the women he meets, like them having to make more money than him, and that they have to be perfect at doing housework, he hasn't found anyone willing to be with him.
Hi, Donna. I'd like it if our wedding can be as extravagant as possible, okay? After all, this is going to be the wedding for your family's oldest son. So instead of giving us some boring little wedding, you should be aiming for something that'll wow everyone. I'm glad to see that you're trying to support the preparation for this wedding, but my family doesn't really care about it being that big or not, so I don't think we have to work too hard to make it have so much wow factor. I just want this wedding to be something that'll make you and Nick happy, okay? Well, I want to have a wedding that doesn't embarrass Nick or I. Oh, is that so? But in our case, we don't have that much saved up for this. We'd only have enough to throw a $30,000 wedding, or so, and that's not that great. You understand what I mean, don't you? He's your oldest son, so he should have a much nicer wedding than whatever $3,000 can afford. I don't really think you two need to go all out on this wedding, and in our family, we really don't think he needs to impress anyone with a nice wedding just because he's the oldest. So please, don't worry about what others think, and just have a wedding that'll make the two of you great memories. Huh? I'm telling you that I want to have a wedding that'll show off the family that you have. I've already made my decision to marry your oldest son, and so I'd like to have a wedding where he doesn't have to feel embarrassed for himself or for you guys. Yet you keep acting like you don't want any of what I'm asking for? Huh? Huh? Does this mean you're going to start picking on his new wife? Because you don't care for me at all, you think it's alright for me to have a lame wedding, don't you? Doesn't that mean you're going to be ruining your son's wedding as well? I never had any intention of that. I'm just saying that you shouldn't be so worked up over a wedding when it's supposed to be about the two of you. And honestly, my family is all from the countryside, Em. I know that way back in the day, families would want to make sure that their first son's wedding was the most amazing. But in this day and age, that way of thinking is way outdated. Well, I don't think so. I think it would be nice to have a flashy wedding that lets everyone know that your son is getting married to me. Really? And that's why I'm trying to get you to agree with me to have the most spectacular wedding for the two of us. Yet you keep saying you're fine with us having a small wedding. In other words, you don't really care if we're happy with our wedding or not. I can see you're already starting to enjoy picking on me. I told you, I have no intention of that. And the fact that you both are getting married makes me and my husband very happy. Then you'd be alright if this wedding is big and fabulous, right? I guess so. I guess you could see it that way then. Then we'll do what makes the both of you happy and have a great huge wedding so that we can get married. But because it'll be making you guys happy to see us getting married, I'd like you to be responsible for the wedding, and I'd also like you to pay for it. Huh? You want me paying for it? You're asking that we also help pay for your wedding then? Of course I am. I'm already putting in a lot of effort as it to marry your son so that you all can be so happy. So if you want to respect my effort, I'd like for you guys to get some money ready to pay for this amazing wedding. Well, alright then, I'll let you handle the costs of whatever much this whole wedding comes out to, okay? After all this, is the wedding for your first son, so it has to be very important. And since I'll become his new wife, I'll make sure to put all my effort into making this wedding as beautiful and dazzling as possible. Nick, have you guys already moved in with each other? Everything that I sent over to you had been sent back to me.
Yeah, actually, we did move in together. And what kind of things were you sending to me?
Presents from all our family. The wedding the two of you had a little while back was very gorgeous, right? Everyone in the family felt like they should have given you guys more back then. So these are extra presents to make up for how spectacular the wedding was for them.
Well, then I suppose I will take all of those. Can you send them all to my office or something?
But there's quite a bit here, and taking it all home from your office would be a pain, right? Would you like me to just put them in my car and bring them to your new house? That's the best, I think. So can you tell me the address of your new house?
You don't have to do that. I don't want any of you guys knowing where I'm living now.
Huh?
Just have it all sent to my office, please. That'll be the most convenient for me.
Wait a minute, Nick. Why don't you want to tell me where you're living now? I'm your mom after all, so you shouldn't be worked up about telling me where you're living currently.
Huh? Why would I tell my mom where I live after she never seemed to care about her oldest son's wedding?
Huh? When did I ever say I never cared about your wedding? Your dad and I have been caring about you forever, and we take anything that happens to or with you as important.
Well, if you really cared about me, you would have given me more than just $10,000 for my wedding. So don't tell me you care for me and want to make me important when your actions have already spoken for you.
Huh?
I'm aware that our house is all old and in the countryside, but you guys have held on to that house for the longest time. So you and Dad should have had more than $10,000 to hand to Em and I for the wedding, right? Yet all we got was a small check for $10,000. This was your first son's wedding, and you should have given me at least 10 times that amount to show how much you care about me.
10 times as much? Did you know that we originally didn't plan on giving you guys any money for your wedding? But Em kept saying that I was picking on her for some reason, and so that $10,000 was given to you both so that she'd stop saying things like that.
Huh? So you gave us the money only to shut her up? Do you not realize that I'm your oldest son? Not only am I supposed to get the house after you die, but you should be treating me with the respect I deserve.
What?
Our family has always thought the oldest son is the most important, right? But you guys tried to make us all forget that, until one day, Em started teaching me everything that this world used to think. So thanks to her, my eyes have once again been opened. I mean, she had to take on the pressure of becoming my wife, and that took a lot of courage. Yet after all the work she put in to be with me, and me being the oldest son, you and Dad act like you're not thankful. It's because of both of your disgusting attitudes towards us that I'm not telling you where I live.
What?
If you guys want to keep acting selfish over there, then so will we. Now, go and have all those presents sent to my office so that I can get them later.
Hey Em, do you think that the way you thought I was treating you before was not caring about you and Nick? Even though I gave you $10,000 to put towards that wedding you both had like you asked, are you saying you're unhappy with the amount I gave you guys and you wanted more from us? Yeah, I'm nothing but unhappy with that amount. I'm disappointed in learning that you really don't care about what happens to us. Huh? I'm sure the only reason you're texting me now is because you learned from Nick that him and I moved. We tried our best to move without any of you noticing, but I guess we didn't try hard enough to hide ourselves. Why are you guys not going to tell the rest of the family where you live now? I understand that you're not that happy with the amount of money I gave you, but just because that you're going to treat us like that, we aren't even related to you guys? That's not very nice. We're not just treating you that way. We know that you guys aren't our family anymore, and we have no need telling some strangers about where we live. Of course, you'd never tell a stranger your address either, right? And so, that's really all this. Us two just trying to stay safe and all. What? You see us as strangers now? Yep. If all of you plan to do was giving us $10,000, that makes you strangers to us. So we have zero reason to be telling you anything about where we are. Wait, what is going on here, Em? Don't you feel that the two of you are getting a little out of hand here? What? You know very well that I originally had no plans on giving you guys any money for your wedding, but you came to me saying that I'd be picking on you if I didn't give something to help pay. And so I had no other choice but to help you out so that you wouldn't get carried away. Yet, I even gave you $10,000, Em. But for some reason you think that isn't good enough amount? Do you not at least feel a little thankful for what I gave you? Oh, come on. $10,000 is just pocket change. I've heard about all the money you and your family has come from Nick. Huh? The money we have? He said you guys never had to worry about buying a house or land because it's been passed down you. So without having to spend anything on that place, you've been able to just save everything you've earned. Yet, with all of that money in your guys' pockets, all you could spare Nick and I was $10,000. So what's wrong with us calling such couple people strangers after they did that? If you had that kind of money all along, you should have been fine with paying for every bit of my wedding with him. What? You really thought that you'd have my family pay for all your wedding expenses because you think we had the money? Of course I wanted you to. After all, we're the first married couple to come from your family with your first son. Yet you didn't bother to help us without me having to waste my time trying to ask you. And so, Nick have thought a lot about what's happened, and we're starting to wonder if you and your husband have already burned through all the money you had. Therefore, making it hard for you guys to give us anything more than a measly $10,000. What? Well, if that's the case, then I suppose I can understand you guys only having enough money to give us $10,000. Although, you should know that your job as the parents is to save up as much money as you can to give to your kids. But now, we're just finished with you guys because you probably went and spent all of that money on yourselves, and that's why we came to this decision. We have no reason to be related to any of you anymore now that you have nothing. That's why we've moved into a new house and don't plan on telling you where it is. I won't even let you see the baby that I give birth to when the time comes. What? Wait a second, Em. Are you saying that you're already pregnant now? Yes, I actually am. And we found out that it's going to be a cute little girl. You're saying that you've had the baby long enough now to where you even know its gender? I never knew about that. Well, why would you have needed to know? Especially now, I'm no longer going to let her meet you, so don't get any hopes up. I don't want my baby knowing about how you only forked over $10,000 to your oldest son and his wife for their amazing wedding, when you should have at least handed us $70,000. I'm not letting any strangers near my daughter. You're going to regret this, you know. Say whatever you'd like about me. You don't even have the money to back up your words anymore. I won't have any regrets because now I don't have to worry about taking care of you when you get old and senile. Then I guess we'll have to give a lot of our money to our next oldest son. We have his wedding to look forward to as well. I think he'll be nice enough to make it whatever kind of wedding he wants. Huh? I can see that you don't seem to care anymore about me and my family, and you're not even thankful for what we've already done. And since you're now telling me that you want to pretty much cut ties with me, I have no other choice but to support him. So I'll make sure that the money that was meant to go to the both of you goes to him instead. You both have a lovely life together. You'll have a baby to look forward to, and your new life living with Nick. Good luck trying to make things work with just the two of you. What? Wait a minute, please. What exactly are you talking about? You just said that you'd give most of your money to your second oldest son instead? I thought that you guys had already used up all your money that was supposed to go to Nick and I, right? And that's what you both chose to believe instead of letting us tell you. The money that my husband and I have had for the longest time was always meant to go to all of our kids as we got older. So we didn't need you asking all the time for money, because in time it would be coming. Just like Nick told you, our family does have a ton of money, loads of it. What? So you're saying you guys haven't spent it all yet? Then why the hell did you guys not help us pay for our wedding or whatsoever? That was the wedding of your oldest son, and he was marrying someone as kind and beautiful as me. That's because we didn't feel the same about as you did about him being our first son. In our minds, because he was the oldest son, he should be able to work harder for what he wants. But to you and everyone else, that lived centuries ago. You think that he was supposed to be babied by my husband and I all his life? So that's why when you guys had decided to get married, we felt that he wouldn't need our help and could get all this done on his own? Huh? My husband and I are both aware of the pressure that he had on him as he grew up, having to take care of his younger brothers at times, and having this idea of him being the next man of the house always pushed him onto him. Well, we didn't want him to have the feel of the pressure, and that's another reason we were just going to let him do as he pleased without saying that he'd get our house one day. That's the whole reason we never planned to give him a penny for that wedding. Is that what you guys were thinking? Yet you came at me saying that because he's the oldest son, he needs to be treated with the most respect and have everything given to him on a silver platter. I understand that you wanted to share the same views that our ancestors have regarding the firstborn son, and that's fine. But that does not mean you get to use that as an excuse to get your hands on my family's money and this house. That's never what I meant. I just thought that him being your first son meant that you'd all care about him a lot. Well, then you can use that as an excuse to start treating him like the king he is within your own household, okay? And you said that your first child's going to be a girl, right? Well, that must mean you won't be able to give your house to her, so you'll have to keep having babies until you can give birth to a boy. You think I should have another? I only ever wanted to give birth to one child. 2 is way too much. What are you talking about? You want to make sure that you have a son, right? So then work your hardest to make sure you have someone to save up all your money for. I'm going to be sad to lose my son and his wife, but you both have a great time. You both can have a great family together and continue to carry on the traditional thinking of our ancestors.
Wait, Mom! You only ended up giving us $10,000 for a wedding. Yet you plan on giving Kevin a whole ton more when his wedding comes around? That's screwed up! I had assumed that you and Dad had spent all your money, and that's why you only gave us so little. Yet you're now saying that you'll be paying for all of Kevin's weddings? What is wrong with you? That's not fair at all. You should at least only give him $10,000 as well. No, wait, you should only be giving him $1,000.
You have no right to tell me what to do as a stranger. Your dad and I really want to pay for all of Kevin's wedding, so that's exactly what we're going to do.
What?
Unlike the man you've turned into these past few years, Kevin has remained the same kind and ambitious little man we've always loved. He even remembers to celebrate us on Mother's and Father's Day, and he makes sure that we have presents on our birthdays. It's only right that we want to treat him for being so kind to us.
Wait. There's something wrong here. I know that I wasn't always there to celebrate everything with you guys. But saying that, just by doing that, you're going to treat him better than me is just crazy.
Oh, what's wrong with us wanting to treat our only son with such importance?
Huh?
We once had an older son, but he liked to think that because he was the first, he could get away with telling his parents off. So compared to him, Kevin is like a little saint that we have to praise. We even gave it some thought after everything you and Em said, and I think we will be treating our oldest son with far more respect now. We actually had always wanted to treat our oldest with huge respect, and that's why we originally were planning on letting you handle yourself, so you weren't pressured like so many others. But now that you've cut ties with us, you're no longer the oldest, and so Kevin gets to take the seat. Really, we only have one son now anyway. And so there really is no problem with us doing whatever we can to take care for only our son.
What? Can you hold on, Mom? Mom, Dad, are you saying that Kevin is a way better son than me?
Yeah, he's the best son we could have ever wished for.
What?
And that son of ours saying that he's going to be getting married really soon here. And he told us he wants to use the wedding as a way of giving thanks to his parents. He even told us not to give him any gifts at the wedding and to let himself pay for everything. And since he said something so sincere to us, I had no choice but to tell him that we'd be paying for everything.
Stop screwing around. Why are you giving him all the attention? You never did any of that for me and Em.
That's because neither of you seem to respect us, and instead just sat there complaining the whole time. And unlike Kevin's fiancée, yours chose to start saying rude things to me and act as though I was being mean to her. I'm sorry, but there's no way I can respect a couple like you guys after all of that.
What?
So to make sure that I at least respect both of you wanting to cut ties with this family, I don't want either of you ever coming back here again. We have only one son that we need to start caring more now for. Donna, can we at least just act though us talking about all that cutting ties stuff never happened, I've realized that cutting ties to all of you would be really sad. So how about we just start working towards building a strong family again? Huh? I don't want to do that. I think all of us like it much better now that you both aren't in our lives anymore. What? You think that it's better now that we're gone? You really don't want to become good family now? Yeah, I don't even want to see your faces. I went through all the trouble to help you both out a little, yet I never heard a bit of thanks from either of you two, so I have no need to come close to you guys. But that was all just because we misunderstood some things. We just thought you guys didn't have any more money, that's all. And I just assumed that you were trying to hurt me by saying you didn't want to help me with your oldest son's wedding. But now Nick and I have seen what we misunderstood and want to make things right again. I don't think how many times I'll have to say this, but no is no. We're not going to change the way we feel about you guys now, so just stop trying with us, okay? What do you mean? I just wanted you to give us an amazing wedding. Why do you have to continue bullying me for that? If you think you can just keep doing that to me, I'll have no choice but to continue crying over it. Huh? I'm right in front of your house right now. I thought you'd want to make things right with us, so I came here hoping to see you today. But now that you've told me you don't want me to become family again, and don't even want to see my face anymore, I'm done. I'm going to stand out here and start yelling at the top of my lungs that you're hurting me and trying to make me suffer. Then everyone in this neighborhood will know that you like to hurt your son's wife, and they'll start to get upset with you. Does this mean you're threatening me now? I just want our families to get back together. Do you think I can come in for some coffee and we can talk this all over right now? Because if you say no, I'm going to have to start yelling and crying that you're bullying me. I wonder why you keep thinking that I hate you. Well, if you feel that way, then go right ahead. Right now, my family and I are on vacation with our son and his fiancée, so we're not even home. Huh? You went with them on vacation? Those two really kept telling us that they didn't want anything from any of us for their wedding, but I just couldn't help myself to not give them something to celebrate them getting married, so I gave them this trip. And when I did that, his fiancé asked for us to come with them as well, so that we could all share all the fun. So the four of us are gone, right now enjoying a relaxing vacation in Bali. What? What the hell? You're a jerk! You guys never even bothered to invite Nick or I. Why would we ever invite two complete strangers on a trip with us? What? And I've already talked with all of our neighbors about how you guys chose to cut ties with us over not having any money for the two of you to take. So you can go right ahead and scream and shout about me because nobody's gonna care. Actually, I even asked them to record anything you guys do if they see you around my house. Wait, what? So go on now, start screaming and crying until you've gotten it all out of you. Now, I need to get back to my family before we head to the beach again. And just after talking with M, I started receiving videos from all my neighbors of M standing in front of the house crying in her hands, and then I took those videos and began sending them all to M, only for her to leave them on read and never respond to me again. I also got a message from Nick asking to let us be a family again, and that when they have their first baby, they might need help taking care of it. But of course, that's none of my business, so I just ignored him instead. I'd like them for both to become decent adults together, so I think they need to respect what they say and follow through with it like the rest of us have.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.